Retirement is often portrayed as a fantasy land of endless golf games and sipping margaritas on the front porch, but the reality is often far from it. Many people face unexpected challenges that range from annoying to overwhelming, especially in the first months. When you retire, you're not just leaving a job, you're leaving a lifestyle. You're leaving behind the routine, structure, a sense of belonging that comes with being a part of an organization. It's a massive adjustment that can't be underestimated. And here are the 7 worst parts of retirement that few people talk about. I bet you think Medicare is simple. You reach 65, you qualify, so you get on Medicare, right? Wrong. Medicare has 4 parts. They're all different and they all have different rules and costs. There are also, outside of Medicare, so-called Medigap, aka supplemental insurance policies that provide additional insurance above and beyond what Medicare provides. They, if you will, fill in the gaps in Medicare. And there are also some little arcane rules, like you have to sign up for Part B by a certain date or annually certify that you're covered by your employer's insurance plan. Otherwise, you will have higher Plan B premiums for the rest of your life. You can figure all this out from the Medicare.gov website. I found it better to talk to a professional Medicare advisor, and many people do. They just cut through all the different rules and regulations and tell you exactly what you need to know. The challenge, of course, is finding a really good one and deciding to trust them. Signing up for Medicare is kind of a hassle because to do it the right way at the right time is surprisingly complicated. Plane flying overhead. It takes time to make these decisions, even if you use an advisor, because it'll take multiple meetings, and this is important, and you want to get it right. If you get it wrong, it can take a period of time before you can change in some cases, and that can result in unexpected higher medical expenses than you were planning on. And if something really bad happens to you, it could be catastrophically higher medical expenses. So you definitely want to get it right, and it takes time to go through the whole decision process. Oh, extra bonus, you're going to have to reevaluate your decisions annually. I'm very happy with how my retirement is progressing, but I still miss some aspects of my old life. The daily camaraderie, the lunches with colleagues, constant mental stimulation, feeling plugged into the system, reading blogs, RSS feeds, Slack spaces, subreddits, going to technical conferences, all that stuff. With each day, more of those things fade into the past. You can be glad you're out of a milieu, out of a situation, and yet still miss some or many aspects of it. This is unsettling, and it takes time to get used to it. When I'm out and about, I often feel invisible. This is partly due to society's labeling and expectations, and also, honestly, partly due to my own headspace. I look at people around me when I'm in a store, and I am aware that I'm in a different category of existence. I roughly know what a 25-year-old is going through because I've been their age. Now, yes, everyone's life is different, but I'm just making the general case that when I see someone 25, I think back to when I was 25 and all my friends were 25, and I kind of get the whole, energy level and, what's, are the priorities in life when you're at that phase of your life. I can basically remember what it was like to be 25, but they can't remember what it was like to be 66 because, they've never been 66. Sometimes I feel like I'm a movie extra or maybe a piece of stock footage. It's not a crippling feeling. I don't lose sleep about it, but it's not pleasant. Related to this is the notion of being able to get attention when you want it. The comedian Louis C.K. has a funny bit about going to see the doctor when you're younger versus when you're 40. In that case, it was when he turned 40. And the nature of the joke is that when you're young, the doctor is all over whatever is bothering you. You have a pain in your knee, she's all over it. X-rays, whatever it takes. When you're 40, the doctor says, yeah, that starts happening at your age. Yeah, try to wear a knee brace. Nobody consciously decides that your problem isn't important. No one sits around and says, oh, this person is 65, therefore I'm going to just shuffle them off somewhere. But they slot you into the retiree bucket, which is the we can't do much about that, so just accept it because these things happen bucket. Now, it's true that as you age, you encounter more mysterious physical symptoms with no easily identifiable source. And maybe that's an idea for a future video. But it's also annoying to be slotted into the we can't do much about that category prematurely. Oh, and this also only gets worse with age. When you're working, you typically go shopping and run errands during your lunch hour, after work, or on the weekends. When you're retired, you can do that stuff whenever you want. So to avoid the crowds, you go when others do not go. So you go shopping in the morning or in the afternoon when most of the population is working. Guess who you see when you do that? Other retirees. It's unsettling because you look around and you say, what's with all these old people? Boy, they look like a bunch of geezers. And then you realize, oh, yeah. Retirees tend to use mass transit more. This is a good thing for society and for the planet, and there are many good reasons for this. When you're retired, you have a much more flexible schedule, and so you can make mass transit work easier because if getting there takes an hour instead of 35 minutes, that's fine, you'll read on the bus. It's cheaper than driving, and you don't have the hassle of parking, finding parking, and then paying for parking. Also, if you're not driving, you cannot get into a car accident, and that's a plus even if you're a good driver. And doing some extra walking is good for you. You're out and about, you'll see things, you're taking life a little slower, appreciating things more, all good. But when you do this, you actually wind up mixing it up with other people who take the bus because they must take the bus because they don't have any other options. And walking between bus stops can bring you more into contact with the less fortunate in our society. This is ultimately a good thing and should have happened earlier in life, and it should happen to all of us earlier, and we should all be more aware, and we all should be more sympathetic and empathetic. Total agreement. Nonetheless, it can be unsettling and sobering. There are things we know but do not dwell upon. Death is one of those things. I wonder in the YouTube retention graph if I'm going to see a drop-off in retention for this last segment. You know you're mortal. One day you will die, but you don't know when. A healthy mind doesn't think about this a lot, even though you're aware of it and you try to live a healthy life, and you know that it's out there somewhere. I could die in 20 years, or tomorrow, or at the end of this sentence. Looks like I got a reprieve. The changes coming with retirement are part of a massive signpost reminding you that there are a finite number of years remaining to your life. And with each passing day, not to press the point too much, but you will be closer to the end. Now, there are positive aspects to this. You will take things more seriously. You will put greater value on the important things in life. You will say, I love you more. You will develop a short go fuck yourself fuse, as a good friend of mine likes to say, when things don't go well. And you will more deeply appreciate all of the beauty and all of the wonder that this world has to offer. But a negative aspect of this is, oh my God, I'm going to die someday. What the hell? This is unsettling, disturbing, disquieting. Pick your favorite adjective or adverb. You know what I'm talking about. And guess what? There's no solution. And the best part of it is, it will gradually become more intense as the years go by. Till next time, take care.